Turn the lights on. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Great awakening. Okay, so this is day one of the Whole Life Coach certification. Now, I will tell you, let's play this little game because it usually works out. I'm not going to say it's always going to work out, but watch if everyone hasn't had their coconut cracked by the third day. By the third day, you will be just aha, 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 aha. That's what's all going to happen. And it really is going to happen. I want to tell you something. There is not one person that is not a genius in this room. There is not one person, okay, that cannot pull off amazing. Everybody can pull off amazing in this room. I'm going to tell you something. And I mean this in the best way. But there's been talk about spiritual leaders that have come here. And understand something. I do not believe in spiritualism. I believe in feeding the spirit. You believe in what you want. Everybody here is going to have different beliefs. And understand something. Whether you want to believe this, your beliefs make your personality. And everybody in here is not their personality yet. You're not your true personality. There's no way. There's no way. I've been doing these courses. First Whole Life Coach course was at 28. Okay? I'll be 67 in 4 weeks. And understand something. This year, I will be doing 13 Whole Life Coach trainings. That's me giving the training. Now, but every time I give a training, am I getting one? So understand something, when people see me come online and they go, oh my God, he's too much, he's abrasive. Guess what? I'm not abrasive. I'll tell you what I am. I'm standing in my power, and you don't know what kind of slave planet it is. You don't know that your wife and your husband or your wife or your husband are holding you slaves, that your children are holding you slaves, that everyone that you know is holding you a slave because they're a slave. And I'm not going to be a slave. And understand this, and I need everyone to get it, okay? I have a duty, and I have an obligation to Simran, okay, to Alicia, to Lorraine, and I have an obligation to every one of you while you're here, but I have an obligation to every one of you when you leave, and that is this. You may not talk like me, walk like me, but I better come out of my tree every time and roar and tell everyone that BraveHeart Nation is here. Because understand something, you will disrespect yourself for the rest of your life. That's the chances. And if you don't believe me, it's true. If you come here and take the course once, you're going to go, wow, this is how it could be. But don't think that you can leave after this first course and go home and try to sell this to anybody. It's not going to happen. You keep your mouth shut. You mind your own business. And you take all your energy and recycle it back into yourself. And you understand something. I just want to save the world. The world doesn't need your saving. Okay? We know that we are on the 6th extinction right now. You do get that. That's real science. That other crap that went down for 3 years isn't. Real science is this is the 6th extinction. And I'll tell you something right now. If you did your real homework and you really did studying, you'd know that what the majority believes is all BS. Almost every religion out there is built on BS. And I can say it. I'm allowed to, but I'm not allowed to, am I? Because the older the story, the more the glory, and you better watch yourself, Daryl Wolf. Well, I'm not going to watch myself, okay? Because I know one thing, that all I need to do is live in the present moment. I don't need to hear these rules from all these fools. Okay? I know that I want to play with me every moment. I want to honor and respect me every moment. And if I did that, I would not be dishonoring anybody else. But just happens that I dishonor everyone I open up my mouth. The majority of the population I dishonor when I open my mouth. I want to get to the point that I never bring this up again. But you know what? I'm from Canada, but I will probably never live in Canada again. And it's not because of the way Canada's going. It's because, guess what? I want the beach. Do I look fat? No. But guess what? My shirts are all slim trim. And guess what? Since I come back to Canada, because I haven't been swimming every day, some of them are tight. I know the life I want. And what kind of life do you want? What kind of life do you want? I demand my life. I don't care what any of you think about my life. If I'm honoring, respecting, and protecting me, and if I believe in that which created the universe as only unconditional love that has never judged me, then what have I done wrong to you or the majority? Nothing. But guess what? I have wronged the majority. I have wronged the status quo. Because if I'm not a sinner, if I'm not a failure, if I'm not beating up on myself or going to judgment jail and keeping myself there, you're pissed off. You're jealous, you're envious, and that's not my fault. You need to get this. Everybody could have this. You're so concerned about what everybody will think if you don't fit in. Do you remember when we were younger? I'm going to tell you something. If you could remember when you went into your mother's womb, you would know that you were spirit. You were just pure spirit, unadulterated spirit. When you were delivered, and guess what? The deliveries are getting harder. Okay, how many times does the umbilical cord get wrapped around the child's neck now? How about we have friends of ours that just birthed the baby, and the umbilical cord was wrapped around 3 times around the neck. Now, do you think it's because the baby wanted to roll over to get more comfortable and it choked itself? No, it didn't want to come out. It didn't want to come out. Let me tell you something. That little spirit being is a frequency being. Do you get that? Is a light, energy, electrical, magnetic frequency being. You know it's a lot higher vibrating than you are, and I am. You do know that when it gets here, it goes, holy shit. Look at how stressed out the host is, the mother. Look at how stressed out the host is. I want to come and play. Look at how stressed out the father is or the partner is. Look how stressed out they are. My God, why do I want to go out there? And then guess what? I know that 99% of all women do not eat properly to even bring a spirit into the world. Yes or no? Yes. It's a God's truth, and I'm not picking on anyone. But see, the thing is everybody, when you say the truth, it's like, who does he think he is? I'll tell you who I think I am. That you use medical care as your health care. That you are waiting for the government to have a change of attitude. That you are waiting for actually, when your kids go to school, that they actually get schooled properly. You're waiting for everything, and it's never going to happen. All these systems are broke. They're going to stay broken. So when that spirit comes into the womb, okay, it's all vibration. I want every one of you to think about it when you were pregnant. You were terrified. You were fearful. And guess what? They make us fearful. Because how many people know that this world does not need to have money to work? How many people know there's enough air, there's enough food, there's enough water, that everybody can have what they want on this planet? And that there is a group of people from like I say, and I got to say this because if you haven't heard it before, there's only been one president that hasn't been related. Everybody's related. And guess what? Okay, the royals in Europe, the royals in England, the royals anywhere, and all the people that are high up in politics, they're all from the same family. And understand that family rules 8 billion people. And it rules them and it has enslaved them. And guess what? You think you know what you're talking about? You think that you do, eh? You think you know. You think you know. Well, human life started on this planet about 275,000 years ago. Right? And whether you want to believe this or not, I can't give you the exact calculations, but probably around 150,000 years ago, these families were given the keys to, guess what? You will have all the power, and you are the ones that will keep this planet enslaved and everyone for the end of time. And this is our dark little secret. We don't need to have money at all on this planet, okay? Understand something. What has money made you all into? Well, for one thing, slaves, yeah, but guess what? Guess what? Here's the deal. Every one of you have been taught different beliefs. I doubt if there's one beliefs. Let's stay with beliefs right now. I doubt if there's one person in here that has the belief that they are unlimited in their money making. I am. Do you know how hard that was for me? Do you know my father was a born-again Christian pastor who believed that we should give everything away. The more we suffered, okay, he believed, okay, because this is what religion did. And I'm not picking on religion. If you have a religion and you love it and it is inspiring you and it is thrusting you to the heavens and it doesn't judge you and it challenges you to be more, then I'm in. I'll take one of those. I haven't found it. Understand that. So don't give me that. So then you're going to go, I've got one. And then I'll go, really? Okay, all right. Well, your belief systems believe you do. Okay, I'll tell you, the only religion is for me is Daryl. And me connected to my source. That's it. So the reality is here, and you need to understand this. You all believe this is as good as it gets. Until you have another way of thinking. Yes or no? Yes. Yeah. And that's your trap. That's your invisible jail. So guess what? When you judge, someone's got to go to jail. And then how long do they go to jail for? That's usually you. They go to jail depending on your parents and depending on what they learned from their parents and what you learned from the teacher that you admired that actually taught you how to create your invisible bars. So that little spirit that comes into the womb, for most it's a tomb. Why do you think it has its feet on either side of the vaginal canal and saying, hell no, I'm not coming out? And understand something, and you can believe it or not believe it, but we have a program that we're going to be releasing in 2 weeks. Is it 2 weeks, Lorraine?
Yep.
Lorraine?
Yep. 2 weeks. I got a partner now. Yeah.
2 weeks. So it's called the Pain-Free Pregnancy. And understand, there's no course like this on the planet. We can actually come in for 12 days and we can teach the couple on how to do non-surgical on each other. And the one that's pregnant, okay, that person will be able to go in and with a non-inflammatory diet, with our nutraceuticals, with vaginal infusion, with doing ultimate coffee enema, with doing therapeutic vomiting, because we've all swallowed their bullshit. Why do you think I feel sick to my stomach? My stomach's in knots. I can't process that. You make me sick. This makes me sick. That makes me sick. And it's because you have the invisible belief systems that you swallowed because they forced them down your throat. That's why therapeutic vomiting, we're going to go through it, is a big deal. But they teach you that if you do therapeutic vomiting, you're bulimic, okay, or there's something wrong with you. No. You know, the next time that you feel really nauseous and you feel like you're coming down with the stomach flu, if you did therapeutic vomiting, you wouldn't have it, be gone. But no, you decided to swallow it, have that invisible physical problem go into your small intestine, 22 feet, and then into your large intestine, 7 feet, where it just totally disrupts you, because it's the invisible that creates the physical, right? The psychological rules the biological, right? The psychological rules the biological. Do you think that almost every fetus, spirit little being, is terrorized when they come into the womb? Yeah. Got it. And then guess what? What a mother thinks is a good diet, okay, is a terrible diet. It's absolutely terrible diet. Because understand something. Every thought holds a frequency. Everything you drink holds a frequency. Everything that you eat holds a frequency. The people you hang around with. If I was pregnant, I would make sure, and I'm serious. Today, if I was a woman and I was pregnant, or if I was the husband of a woman that got pregnant, we would leave for 9 months. And we would go to the beach. And we would live on the beach. And we would just do it. And I wouldn't be going, we can't afford it. How many people here told themselves for the last few years, I can't afford the whole life coach program? Well, you always could. Because who can't afford to crack their coconut and live the life that they were supposed to have? That was bullshit. It's just that, you know what? You weren't going to spend that much money because you either lived with someone who said you weren't worth it, or they weren't worth it, so you bought into their BS, okay? Or you've never spent any money on yourself except maybe a gym membership, which you hardly used. So the reality is this: you only do what the majority does. And if long as you want to do what the majority does, guess what? you're not going anywhere or having anything or even finishing your journey. Hey, if you're not living your passion and your purpose, what are you doing? I will never, every job I ever had, I was fired within a day or two. Thank God. And guess what? My parents said, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? You get fired from every job. Listen, I have always been a rebel. So you got to get that. And I have been a rebel. And a rebel is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. Because the majority of the population, okay, they're off to the butchers. Yes or no? We already know this, that 30 to 40% of the population are probably going to be gone by 2032. All you got to do is look around you and take a look at the health that people are in. Why don't you just go compare a beach from 1970 to now? And guess what? I won't go to the beach unless it's a private beach or there's nobody on it, because I can't stand looking at all of human beings, the shape they're in. They're dying. It looks like everybody's dying, yes or no? Yes. Let me tell you something. If your nipples, are not sticking out further than your abdomen, then you've got autoimmune disease. Did you get that? Okay, and you probably have it anyways, even if they are, because a lot of people are starving themselves or they're malnourished. So let's keep talking about what I was talking about, and that's this. So we've got a spirit being. It's in the womb. So guess what? How many people believe that little spirit being believes that that's what life is like and that's as good as it gets? Welcome to the program. And it's not even born yet, but when it's born, oh my gosh, unconditional love for that little baby. So as soon as the baby starts to walk and talk and act like mommy and daddy, what does it get? Punished. Because mommy and daddy don't know that, of course, that little infant is mirroring mom and daddy and saying, I have been sent here to show you what you need to clean up in your life. And then guess what? Remember when you walked and talked like mommy and daddy, you got spanked and sent to your room, yes or no? Yes. Okay, so guess what? We are slaves and we are abusive, sexually, emotionally, and mentally. And that's in every family to some degree. So understand, everyone, when you're going, oh my God, the Royals are coming on. Does anybody know? I can't wait. Here they might come to Canada. I can't wait till they come and eat my children. Let me tell you something. Wake up. Wake up. There isn't anybody high in government that you can trust. Okay? Trump is not going to blow the trumpet. That's it's the greatest soap opera in the world. There's only one show, and it's you. The greatest show on earth is you. And I'm not here to put anything down. I already told you, if you've got a group that you hang out with and you believe that that's your limit, good, stay within it. I don't have a limit. And the reality is I am never going to join an organization. And guess what BraveHeart Nation is? It is not an organization. You cannot join us. You can, it's a family of people that are learning how to become individuals. I do not want followers. Followers need to go somewhere else. Leaders come here that you take what you get, you take everything you can and go, he can't teach me anything. If anything, I can teach Daryl something. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to take his work and I am going to take it further than he has, and I'm going to call him up and I'm going to let him know when I have, and I want to hear it. Do not follow me. Do not look up to me. Look at me. Do not thank me during the course. So when we get into the circle at the end of the day, I just want to thank Daryl for everything. No, you never do that. I want to thank myself for showing up, because guess what? You're 1 out of 10,000. You do know that, right? I want you to thank yourself for showing up. I want to thank yourself for growing up, because you'll never grow up, because you are an unlimited light energy, electrical magnetic being. And guess what? Your physical body does not have to be a trap. But I will tell you this. So in the last 10 days, I think I've worked out maybe 2 or 3 times. You don't do that. when you start, like, that's why I have to have a life. I need to have a life that's built around having a life. Is that okay with everyone?
Yes.
I hope so. I'm not going to live in Calgary, where, and I nothing wrong with Calgary if you like it, but where the weather dictates what I do. I'm not doing that. And I'm not putting Calgary down, but I'm also not going to live in a city where, any city where there's so many people tight together. I'll live outside the city on the beach, because guess what? These psychos are lazy. They are looking for low-hanging fruit. Okay, there's satellite, 5G, 10G. It's 10G now, guys. Yeah, you didn't know that, did you? There's a lot of stuff that you don't know. So anyways, so there are going to be 42,000, I think it's 42,000 satellites. That's Elon Musk. Okay, there's going to be a 5G box on every street corner of every city. Okay, and then guess what? Anybody that did this, the 5G turns those on inside the body and it communicates. And that's science. That's real science. So people can believe it or not believe it. See, to take a stand, people go, oh my God, you know what? Is he not happy about anything on this planet? Is that all he wants? I'll tell you, I'm the happiest guy here. You can ask Lori. You know what? Something can happen in the business or with my family and blow right in my face. And guess what? I'm going to breathe. I'm going to keep a slight smile. I'm going to say, what can I do if I can't do anything? I'm going to meditate, put the music on. I'm going to do what I do. A lot of people have temper tantrums that come to the course that believe that I should be doing something. You've got everything inside of you. But all you have to do is unconditionally love and care for yourself. That's it. And it will be the biggest thing you've ever done in your life, because your children, your husband, your wife, your friends will not allow it. Because if they don't do it, they're not going to let you do it. And they aren't going to be coming after you on a conscious level, because we already know that your friends and your family are only 2% conscious per day. So the reality, what if you never reacted again to anything? What if you did 3 connected lion heart breaths with every time that you would have reacted before you do 3 breaths and a person looking at you? What are you doing? Don't even say a word. Take 3 connected breaths in and out and with a slight smile. And by the time you do those 3 connected breaths and a slight smile, you'll go, that's none of my business. Or, no, you can think that about me. That's okay. No, that's all right. It's okay. And no, I took my 3 connected breaths. And guess what? I'm not in this relationship anymore. Or I'm not going to be in this relationship and have a relationship like this with you. We're either going to find peace and calm and learn how to love ourselves and each other, or I'm not doing this. So let's just say that. So I'm going to be working on trying to unconditionally love myself, okay? And by the time I do, then I will give you another 9 months. And then if I don't like it, I'm leaving this relationship. And that is the deal that I'm doing, because guess what? After I find myself, which is going to take some time, please don't get in my way. I love you. I know I married you. I know I live with you. I know you're my mom, you're my dad, you're whatever. But guess what? I am going to love myself whether you like it or not. And guess what? It's real. And do you know what pisses family off and friends off more than anything? When a person falls in love with themselves. Because guess what? You're all walking nipples. And that's what you do, is you suck off of each other. Well, tell me you don't. Why don't we go? We're going to do a circle here when we shut down here. And I want you to tell me who's all in your family, the dogs, the cats, okay, the mother-in-law, the father-in-law, the children, and everybody else. And tell me what part of your heart that you give to all of them. And I'll guarantee you that most of you, it's only 2 to 6% for yourself. And that's why you're hurt every day. And that's why, I'm exhausted. Well, you're exhausted because you're not your authentic self. You know what people say to me all the time? How do you do what you do? I mind my own business. I don't have to let myself off the hook, because I don't put myself on the hook, because I don't belong to a religion. And you can take it or leave it. I don't really care. You need to understand something. I don't have to work after today. ever again. Did you know that? And if I did want to, I get $500 a consultation and I'm worth it. So I could just quit everything and do what? 3 consultations a week for all the money that we spend, because we don't. Okay, first of all, the day that you decide that you are the most important thing in your life. My children are, my wife is, my mother is, my father is. Well, guess what? You just missed the boat. Because when you become the most important thing, you'll teach them how to do it. When you become the most important thing, they will no longer unconsciously disrespect you, and you will no longer unconsciously disrespect yourself. But you're so chicken shit scared. This is the first time anyone's ever loved me like this. Oh, really? Oh. How do you like being held ransom? Now you're still a slave. I'd die for you. Yeah, well, why don't you? Go. I'm just trying to wake everybody up. Okay, that's what I'm going to be, the wake-up call. When I can no longer be the wake-up call, we've already talked about it. When the world's had enough of Daryl, we're just going to just not do anything anymore. We're going to go do our own thing. Whether you believe it or not, Lori and I, we've taken 9 months and not did anything. We could take the rest of our life and just get up in the morning, make our bulletproof Doc of Detox coffee after we've had our hot water, because I like that coffee in the morning. We go for our swim, okay? All right? Do you understand? And we do our gardening. And come on, guys. You can have this whole thing about money. I mean, we can't escape it, but you can. You know how you escape it? You find your passion and your purpose, and you say, is this something that the world needs right now? If it's something the world needs and you find your passion and purpose, you'll never be without money. I'm going to tell you something. There is nobody like me. There's nobody like you, but there's nobody like me. There's nobody like BraveHeart Nation. If you decide to come here and take 3 courses, New World courses, you'll never have to worry about money ever again in your life. We have the most powerful body work, and anybody on here, this platform, I'd like you to challenge me. We are now in Airdrie, and if there's a chiropractor, naturopath, or anybody else, and you can't seem to help them, I would like you to send them here this week while this course is on, and I will do a consult on them, whether it's an emotional or a physical thing, and we will do body work on them, and we'll use a Cellsonic, and we will skyrocket them in one treatment. Let me tell you something. Right now, there's 100 times more natural health practitioners than there is medical practitioners. And guess what? We've never been so sick in our life. So are they working? Are these practitioners giving a money-back guarantee on consultations and body work? No way, Jose. They can't. They'd be broke. We bring the thunder down, and we bring it with unconditional love. There's nothing that we're not going to do that isn't about taking someone's coming for a treatment and training them. If you're a natural health practitioner and you are not training your patients how to become practitioners, how to heal themselves, then guess what? You are in a bad position. Okay? And that's, guess why? Why do they all do that? Why don't they train?
Knowledge is power.
What?
Knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power. No, ignorance is not bliss. And they're ignorant of the fact that, guess what? Are we going to run out of sick people? We can't keep up. So the people that run clinics that have come and trained by me, they can't keep up with their clientele. I turn down about a dozen consults to 20 a day. You can ask Lori. I can't do them. There's not 80 hours in the day. And how many other people, dietitians or nutritionists, give a money-back guarantee and then give lifetime support? If you're not going to give lifetime support to the people that you're going to consult, then you're a disgrace. Because I'll tell you why you're a disgrace. So charge whatever you think you need to. Because guess what? Health is a language. Okay, so we're going to do 1 hour of German, and then we're going to let you move to Germany, and you're only allowed to speak German. Listen, I'm telling you that nobody knows about health. Did you know that 90% of all health practitioners natural health practitioners don't know health. How do you like that? How does that make you feel? How does it make you feel that medical doctors do not know anything about nutrition, detoxification, or unconditional love, which is the most important thing? So understand, it's not disgusting. No, why would it be? Okay, let me just say this. If you bought a drill and you put it beside your head and turned it on, is the drill disgusting, or should you have not turned the drill on and put it beside your head and put a hole in your head? Understand, the medical system is not broken. That's what they do. Do you know what's disgusting? How dumbed down we are that don't do street drugs, do ours. How dumbed down we are, okay, all right? That that mustard gas is illegal now in fighting in wars, but it's not illegal because it's chemo in hospitals. What's disgusting is radiation and all this other stuff. Listen, let me tell you something. The people that work for the medical system are not evil. The system is evil if you're using it for the wrong purpose. Remember, if you use the medical system, you should only be using it for what? Critical acute. Say it. Critical acute. So that would mean my appendix just blew up and now I've got to take antibiotics or I might lose my life. That is a miracle. That's a miracle. Now I've got a sinus infection, so I'm going to take antibiotics and blow up my immune system. My kid has an earache because I've got them on dairy, so now I'm going to give them what? Antibiotics and blow up their immune system. Are you hearing me? Okay, so everything has its place, but in the terms of the medical system, they only belong 1% in our lives. 1%. 1%. The other 99% is you nourishing, detoxifying, and unconditionally loving your God-given gift. That's it. Not coming to Daryl, but learning how to love, honor, and respect that which you call that physical body. And remember something, there is not one disease. There's not one disease. There's not one disease. There are no diseases. You know damn well that everybody in your family who has an autoimmune disease, that for the last 5 to 10 years, they've had symptoms of inflammation, pain, swelling, stiffness. And guess what? And they've been using drugs for them because they never thought they were responsible for anything. So your body is sending these loving signals to you going, you are out of alignment. You're out of harmony. You're eating inflammatory foods. You're having inflammatory thoughts. You are with inflammatory friends, inflammatory family. You're watching inflammatory things. That's it. That's all. That's it. And just know this, there's not a book that hasn't been screwed with. There's not a person that hasn't been screwed with. There's not a philosophy that hasn't been screwed with. Okay, so if you want to meet with me personally, I'll go into it deeper, but I cannot do it in this class. I'm telling you, the same people that are ruling the world right now, their ancestors 150,000 years ago got handed the keys. And you think you know what's going on. Wow, really? And I say that sarcastically because you don't. You actually think, okay? And the reality is this. I'm just trying to show you something before we start this course. Corporations out there, they have one job: to make you feel disgusting about yourself. Remember something, the tobacco industry now owns all the food corporations. The tobacco industry was owned by the petroleum industry, which was owned by the Rockefellers, which was owned by the Rothschilds. Rockefeller did not discover the oil, he was handed it. Bill Gates did not discover the computer, he was handed it. Do you understand? Everybody was handed it. You know, these people were, oh my God, they must be so amazing. Okay, so, guys, please wake up. The only person that you know that's going to be amazing is going to be yourself. And that's what you're going to say. If I ask you how you're doing this week, you're going to go outstanding or amazing. I don't care if you've got a headache or you're tired or anything else. Because understand something. when we are depressed, is that because it's an illness, or we have beliefs and we talk that way? Are people that have depressing thoughts, are they depressed?
Yes.
People that believe that money's easy to make, do they have money? Yes, they do. People that believe that money's hard to make, and that would be almost everybody in here. Oh my God, you would not believe what I had to do to get to this course. I had to steal money from my mother's purse, and she's like 92. Oh, really? I don't want to listen to. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear about your limiting financial beliefs, how you struggled to get to this course. Oh my God! It's, you know what it is? Look at you. Look at you. Most of you. It's all about the struggle. All about the pain. You wouldn't believe the pain I went through to get here. Really? Really? Do you know what it takes for us to... I've been traveling now from place to place, staying only usually 2 weeks. That's it. And I've been traveling for 6 months. Try that one. And then try to stay lean, keen, have energy, stay up. Okay? I'm up for the challenge. Don't give me your BS. Show up. Show up. We have to show up with everything. You know, we have to be on top of everything. Look at it. Took us like 2.5 hours to put these up, and now the people that we rent from say, you got to take them down every day. So you got to be on the ball. Listen to me. You got to be on the ball, because money rules everybody. And everybody wants what they want. So understand, why am I saying this to you? You are not going to talk to your family about this course while you're here. You're going to say, I'm doing great. And don't be too happy. Don't be too happy, because then they're going to tell you that they can't find the chocolate chip cookies, and they're just going totally ballistic. So let me tell you something right now. Don't be too happy. Don't share too much, because they're, oh, really? Really? So you're telling me that you're doing better now than ever in your whole life? I thought I was your life. Do you understand? Don't ruin this week. And let everybody know at home, and all your friends that suck off you like a nipple, that guess what? That this is my week. Whether it's your husband, whether it's your wife, because guess what? Your husband or your wife should have been here with you. And they didn't come because guess what? We can't afford it. Only one can go. Okay, we need to send only one in there. Let me tell you something. People will go into debt for a car. Okay, they will drink their wine every day. They will smoke their cigarettes. They will toke their marijuana. But guess what? When it comes to changing your life and finding your true authentic self, there's no money and there's no time. Yes or no? Yes. And cut the crap. If I ask you if you want to do something, go, well, gee whiz, Daryl, I really would like to, but I'm kind of booked up. No, just say this. I'm doing something that was a lot more interesting than what you just offered. And that's how life is. Cut the crap. Don't tell people, well, I'll try to show up. No, I'm going to be busy, but you guys have a great time. Be totally truthful and honest this week. And when I ask something, don't allow your subconscious to try to protect you, because I'm not after you. You're going to find out that guess what? I'm your teddy bear that wants to protect you. I love you unconditionally. People go, somebody said to one of my staff, I really would like to come to the course, but he scares me. And no, she's scared anyway. She's been scared all her life. You're scared of me. You should be scared of the Coca-Cola you just popped. All I want to do is give you a hug and tell you that you need to start thanking yourself for showing up and loving yourself. And remember something, you paid money for me to crack open your coconut and go cherry pick, okay, and get rid of the crap, the beliefs. And you're going to be getting rid of beliefs from your mother, your father, your religion, your school, everything. Don't tell me nothing's perfect. My course isn't perfect. What's perfect? You know, we do our best with what we have. You can't do better till you know better. And every course I know a little bit better. And if you haven't noticed, I've been getting stronger in my voice, haven't I? And guess what? Because time's running out. Okay? The biggest part of this harvest is in the next, in the next 10 years. It's actually not 9 years. Everybody's going, oh my God, I'm so glad that COVID's over. It's 9 more years. It's 9 more years. Now, what are you going to do for those 9 years? Talk about it? Watch the news? Listen to anyone? We don't listen to anything. Okay? I do not have any emotional attachment to what's going on outside my heart. I didn't say in my head. I said outside my heart. Because guess what? To reclaim your head means that your subconscious is 90% of your brain. Your conscious brain is 10%. But that's the captain. You know what? Why can't you watch what you say? And guess what? You're not going to like this. And do not apologize. But you watch how many people I'm going to be correcting that are their subconscious is going to start off by saying something really positive, and they're going to end it with a back slap. Because your subconscious will only try to honor the actual beliefs it has. And if your beliefs are based on you being unworthy, okay, all right, whatever the case may be, whatever beliefs are in there, it's going to want to protect. Okay, so when you get tired, we make mistakes. When I get tired, I don't make them. Because when you get tired, you're not conscious in the conscious moment, hardly ever, are you? Your subconscious does everything. Remember, your subconscious is the most powerful creator on this planet. Now, your subconscious will not be the most powerful creator unless your belief systems are based on loving and honoring you unconditionally. Did you get that? Yes. So okay, I love this. If your belief systems are based on what you were taught in any system outside yourself, it's corrupted. There's not a system outside that's not corrupted. I want you to all be on your guard and talk about this week and talk about how I'm manipulating you to become something, which I won't be. How I'm after more of your money, which I won't be. Okay, how I'm want you to follow me and praise me. Don't you dare. If you do, you have to leave the room and then knock on the door, and we'll say, who is it? And then you'll go BraveHeart. You'll come back in. You are not allowed to praise me, only yourself. You're not allowed to thank me, only yourself. And that's the way you are going to do this whole week. And guess what? And being Canadian, I know that this is the new rule, that if somebody comes near you and you can feel the wind of their body, you have to be really so sorry and apologize. Just stop it. If you say you're sorry one time, you leave. You're going to have to knock on the door. It's not a punishment. And I'll say, who's there? BraveHeart. Why? Because we're going to let your subconscious know that you're not sorry for nothing. If you intentionally hurt someone, you will apologize with your whole heart. But you will never be sorry again. That is a self-loathing, low vibrational that they use. And they use it in what systems? What systems? Every system out there. Everyone. Okay? Think about it. Okay? I had to be so sorry with my father and being him a born-again Christian pastor. I probably had to say sorry 12 times a day. It felt like it. Okay? And I am not sorry for nothing. I will apologize. And if somebody says, you know what? I don't like you. And I'll go, why? Well, because of what you said. You just made me feel bad. And I go, well, I didn't intentionally do it. So now I know that that person is really sensitive and I'm not going to go near them. Or when I talk to them, I'm going to talk to them that they're very fragile. Because today, are we dealing with victims out there? You can get yourself so screwed by just telling the truth. Okay? So we're dealing with victimitis. That's the only virus I see. And the other thing is guess what we do today? Oh my God. Did you hear that Jim has a special disease that no one else has? That's how we're special today. And then guess what? When somebody is sick, what do we all do? And that person goes from a limp to a cane to a walker to a wheelchair to the hospital to hospice, go by. Let me tell you something. Sage right now, he's leaving at 11 o'clock. And he's going to go, and you'll see some one-a-days. Did you guys see the one-a-days of the little girl I did? She's 33 years old, and she's got Bell's palsy. Okay, understand something. Now, why is he going to go there? He's going to go there and teach the parents on how to do non-surgical. So when I worked on the girl, she was like this, right? Because she was in pain so much, and her jaw was 1 inch out further because, right? So he's going to work on bringing her jaw back, which nobody's even done yet. Oh, they've been to all the best specialists all around the whole of Canada and United States. They've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars, and we are going to go in and we are going to bring the thunder down. Sage is taking a Celsonic, and he's going to have a Celsonic there the whole week. He's going to Celsonic the girl, but he's going to work on every one of her joints, all her tissues. We are going to give her so much joy, you have no idea. When I went there, her neck was only this long. Did you see it? Yeah. I did one side, and I added 3 more inches. Her neck was over like this. It was this long, and this side only was this short. Look at. You are now not allowed to open your mouth until your time has come. I call bullshit. I'll open my mouth all I want. Do you know what? Fine. Screw the adults then, because they're the ones that are attacking me. Let's go help the children, because it's very difficult to talk to an adult, because guess what? The longer and the stronger you fed your beliefs, the deeper they go. And then guess what? I want you to do me a favor. Yes, I get drama. If I don't go drama, we don't get there by the 3rd day. I need you there by the 3rd day. So I go drama. Oh my God, he's a little over the top. A little? I don't think so. A lot. Okay? But understand this. I'm not working with the adult of you for the whole week. I'm working with the child with you. If we can find the child within you and change your kitty litter into a sandbox, it's over. And then if you promise me that when you leave here, you will not take it personal for the disrespect that you're going to get from your family, your friends in the world, and you are going to love them anyway. You're not going to spend any time compromising or trying to see if you're right by loving yourself. You do that one time, you're going to lose this. So if you've got to go home to a family that doesn't love themselves or respect themselves, you need to call them and go, when I come home, I will be changed. When I come home, the only thing that will change is this. I will love myself more and you. And that's going to throw you off and you're going to be scared. Do not disrespect me. Do not disrespect me. And I'm telling you right now, you can talk to all the master trainers here that are here, all the people that have come to help teach, and you're going to find out that I'm not telling you a lie. That the family loves you the best they can, but if you can't love yourself, can you love your family? No, you suck off them like a nipple. I don't need love from anybody in my family. I am going to love them anyway. Oh, wait a minute. Wasn't there a guy named Jesus Christ like that? And I'm not Jesus Christ. I'm not even close to that. And I never said I was. But I know one thing, that's how we have to live down here. And I know that Jesus Christ was murdered for that reason. So I don't care if my daughters, my sons, or anybody else, and you can ask Lori. Lori, is that the truth? My kids do not have to love me. They can despise me. They can hate me. And I do nothing to create that. And I will love them anyway. And I will always be here to help them. But I will not get in the way of their journey, even if they're drinking or until they're down on their knees and they say, please, help me. And they don't have to say, please, just, I want your help. I don't rush in anymore to my 4 kids. I'm not doing it. And I'm not rushing in to anybody else anymore. I'm minding my own business. Because think about it. Every one of you ladies, and maybe, yourself, right? Okay, look at this. Isn't this something?
Yep.
We have 2 guys in a course of 22. And that's why the world is going to hell in a basket. Because guess what? Men actually believe when they get home, their job is over. And when they get home at night, that's when their job starts. To be the protector, to be the lover, to be the courage. Yeah, like that's gone. And look at this. Look at this. How many women here have partners? How many women here have men? Oh, I need to make the money. When actually they're scared to have their coconut cracked. And that's the deal. And it's the men that are destroying the world. And they are. By sitting back with tacos and beer and sports. I would get rid of all sports. And guess what? You shouldn't be watching it. You should be playing it. And life is the sport. And we stop playing it. So these are just my opinions. And I don't care what people think. But people would say, you're very opinionated. And I'd say, no, you're very asleep. You're very asleep. Remember something. We will get through the other side of this, and things are going to be better than they were before this COVID thing. I'm telling you the truth. I already know that. They're going to be better. Let me tell you something right now. When they do all this dumb stuff that they put out there and people take it, they're just trying to see how dumb we really are. Do you think about this? Your family's been in control of the planet for 150,000 years. Did you hear what I just said? I hope you're getting this. Well, what kind of orgasm are they having right now? When they actually get in a plane and fly a private jet to talk about climate change, and then get out of the plane and they all get bicycles, and then they do the media thing and they're all riding a bike. I mean, but understand something. The majority of the population is buying this BS. Those are the same people that are, guess what, harvesting your family, cultivating your family. So I don't have anger for them. It's like, wow, are we so asleep? So you go ahead and bring home the boxes and the cans and the bags. Think about this, guys. We've got them going, recycle, recycle. And we know for sure that almost no city recycles. It all just goes into the landfill. We already know that. And they're trying to make you feel guilty. We've ruined the planet. Guess who's ruining the planet? These families. Guess what? It was Rockefeller that took all the glass and all the cardboard off the shelves and wrapped it in plastic, which is petroleum, to poison you. Oh, and guess what? All the greatest minds in the world can't figure out how to get the fluoride and the chlorine out of the water. Oh God, this is boggling the mind. Well, it just seems to happen. So I'll tell you something. Not yesterday, the day before, I got hit with a head cold. Boom! Why? Because I was off my schedule. So we're renting right now. There's hardly any room to exercise. I don't even want to tell you, this place is just not. We just have to be on our game. You know, the kitchen is a little sink, right? And we come in and there's 2 little fridges, right? And there's this plastic kettle to warm up the water. There's not even a blender. I want you to demand, not ask, for what you want in your life. You are never going to be treated, ever going to be treated like you should be by your family, by your friends, or by the world. Because guess what? They've all been programmed. And you're going to unconditionally love yourself and them. And guess what? You might have one of them go, whoa. But guess what? I hope you know this. If you don't go home and keep your mouth shut, and if you can't hold the line for 9 months, it won't set. If you hold the line for 9 months and leave here, and you hold the line for 9 months, it'll never change. You'll be able to stand in your power. You'll have your mother-in-law or your father-in-law or your brother or your sister say, I can't deal with her anymore. I can't deal with him anymore. And guess what? That'll be a blessing. Because you don't want to deal with them anymore. They can't even deal with themselves. You know, how many times do you make a phone call or go to a family gathering or you go somewhere and you should have said no? So please, just know this. There's only one thing you need to protect, and if you did that, you'd have everything you want in your life. Your vibration, your frequency. That's all you had to do. Right, Lorraine?
That's right.
How you doing, Lorraine? Well, you know, family. Oh, really? Okay. Goodbye, Lorraine. That's the one thing she can't give up. But guess what? How old are you, Lorraine?
65.
So Lorraine was raised as a little girl to believe that as long as she suffers for her husband, her children, okay? All right? And that she gets sicker than all of them, that God loves her. How's that working, Lorraine?
No.
Okay, and that is every woman. Because 5,000 years ago, the church, and not all churches, but a church, it would be called the Catholic Church, and government got together, and they said, all we have to do now is to get man and woman to come against themselves. We're going to teach women that they were made from a rib from man. Okay, all right? So every time I eat ribs, no, I don't eat ribs. I just think, oh, there's another woman. Okay, so the reality is, okay, well, let me tell you something. Can I tell you a true story? That you're going to go, no, that's not true. My father was a pastor, and I said to him, this when I was around 8 years old, Dad, I've got all my ribs. I thought that women were made from the rib of man. Bam, right in the face. That's when you know that he's living the lie. And would you like me to go through all the other stories? Because whether you believe it or not, okay, I know the Bible inside and out, and I don't quote it because guess what? I quote unconditional love. I don't believe that there's some guy in the sky. And do you ever notice it's always a man in the sky? Really, it's a man. Okay, and did you ever notice that one minute that man loves us and doesn't love us? That sounds like a man. Doesn't it? Yeah. So, you know, I keep praying that God goes on Prozac and gets a straitjacket. And then right now, some people are going, he'll get his. He's going to hell now. Let me tell you something. And why did I tell that story? I want to tell you this, and then we're ending this. The biggest ruse of it all, they'll get theirs. They never get theirs. And I don't even know if after they leave this planet they get theirs. Because guess what? You're ignorant. You are ignorant. You have choice down here. You had a choice to eat right, think right, drink right. You had a choice not to live with a guy that was going to sexually, emotionally, and physically abuse you. So bullshit. They're not going to get theirs. If they're going to make poisonous foods and you're going to go spend the money and then bring it home, and also if you're going to go get a job instead of living your passion, your purpose, then whose fault is it, Tracy? So do you really think they're going to get theirs? Oh, Biden, Justin, they're all going to get theirs? They're not going to get anything. They're protected by the family that's been running the planet for 150,000 years. Just pull your head out of your butt and see the light. That guess what? Mind your own business, unconditionally love yourself, and opt for nothing unless it's high vibrational and it's only the best. And let me tell you something right now. I am grateful for everything I have. But I want more because I'm unlimited and so is this universe. I want more and I'm not going to ask for it. I'm going to demand it. I'm going to demand it because guess what? I work for you. Oh, you're going to not like this one. God works for me because my God is different than yours. Your God is the one that's coming for you. My God is going, put out the right frequency, Daryl. Put out the right vibration and you can have it. And guess what? So you just stay and don't believe in unconditional love and have conditional love for yourself. And I guarantee you, you are abusing yourself and your family. So who should go to hell, you or me? None of us, because there's no such thing. It's in the mind.
You're already there.
Yeah, you're already there, baby. So I know we come out of the gate with this course strong, but understand something. By day 3, I want to know who is still struggling with what. Now, understand something. When you know what, did you ever say, I just want to go for an adventure? Well, does an adventure have obstacles? So, your spirit being said, I want to go for the greatest adventure in the universe. So now you come down here and you complain and you explain why things aren't going your way. Yes or no? Yes. Never do it again. Focus on only what you want, and I promise you, you'll have it. And then, but guess what? Most of you are going to have trouble. Why? Put up your hands if you went to church for a few years. That's right. Almost everybody in here. And guess what? You don't even know it, but you're going to struggle forever. You're going to struggle forever. You are going to struggle forever. Because I am not taking any belief that disrespects me. I need, every belief is going to honor me. It's going to honor me. It's going to honor my spirit. It's going to honor my body. It's going to honor, you know what? Every belief is going to honor that I am no longer a sinner. I am no longer a failure. And I don't believe that there are sinners. And guess what? Sinning means missing the mark. And if you believe you're a sinner, depending on the, am I right or wrong, Jason? Depending on the church you go to will depend on how long you go to hell. On how long you're supposed to punish yourself. Or how long before your family says that they will love you again. No, you need to be punished. Okay, it says it right here. And nobody's ever touched this book. Nobody's rewritten anything. I can tell you, I've been there. Okay, I know the guy that wrote it. You think my sarcasm is for a reason. I love you with all my heart. I swear I do. I'm not making this up. I could not do that unless I love myself with all my heart. And I know this. I want you all to know this. You are so brave to come down here. And you are not lost. You've taken on one hell of an adventure. The moment your spirit comes into the womb, they're trying to put you in a tomb. You go to school, you're totally disrespected. There's not a person that likes school except for the socializing. And the only girl that likes school or boy is because they knew that if they could get A's, they'd get the respect that they deserved. And that's the only thing. So cut the crap. And most teachers are so toxic, it's disgusting. Okay? And now, guess what? Now what they're doing in schools, and even in Calgary, they're asking them what gender they are. So, and all the teachers have to do it or they're going to lose their job. I'm not making this up. So please, just stop it. I want to know where the church is. I want to know where the dads are. I want to know where the mothers are. I want to know where people are. And understand something. So don't tell me that you didn't have a choice. You had a choice to speak up. You had a choice to stand up. And that's what I do every day. I do it every day. And this is what I'm going to do every day. I want the children and the teenagers to see me and know that that help's coming. As long as you remain a sinner, as long as you remain a failure, as long as you feel that you've failed your family, you've failed yourself and the world, you are useless to the mission. You get over that now. I was ruled, I was schooled, I was fooled. I am beautiful. I am whole. I'm going to go into that God spot in my heart, and I'm going to, every time that I feel like I'm going to react and attack, I'm going to put my hand on my heart, and I'm going to take 3 lion heart breaths, put a slight smile on my face, and now you'll never have to clean up a mess again. I'm going to invest into my spirit, my body, and my mind. And that's where everything's going from now on. And if I do that, then maybe my children will have a chance. Maybe my husband or my wife will see the light. And if they don't, why should I suffer? And as long as you believe that you are unworthy, you will suck off another person as if they're a walking nipple. And that's the truth. This is called Whole Life Coach Certification. It's there are many great courses out there, but this course does what it's supposed to. It will give you that unconditional love. You will feel it this week for yourself. And then you're going to say, I feel unconditional love from everybody else in here. And that's only because other people are finding it for themselves. And you're going to go, my God, I haven't felt this forever. And then guess what? You need to hold that because you're on your own when you leave here. I don't need anybody to love me. I love them anyway. I am an infinite light energy, electromagnetic being. I am universal. This was the game, to love myself when no one else will. The game wasn't anything else. And to love everyone, no matter if no one loves you. What kind of day do you think you'd have, Leona? Have you had one yet? This is your second course, right? So how's it been?
It's been awesome.
It's been awesome. Is there any difference? Come up here and talk about it, and then we'll take a break. I'd like to hear from Leona. Put her on the spot. This is what's going to happen. Okay, if you've been here for one, see if you, this is your first course, I won't do that to you. Come close to me. Come on. Okay.
I started out rough, but you know what?
You didn't start out rough. What do you mean rough? What does that mean? Don't.
Okay.
You have to elaborate. I started out rough. Started what out rough?
Well, I beat myself up before I even got to the course.
About what? About what?
Everything that was happening in my life.
Because you're responsible for everything, right? You are a woman.
Yeah.
Okay. And what?
And that's what I was used
what
to
church
doing.
did you go to when you were younger?
It didn't. I went to church 3 times looking for an answer for a better way in life. And all
Well,
I got
that's
was
good too, because guess
garbage.
what? Sometimes you can find a better answer at church. So I'm not saying don't go.
But I couldn't get any answers. I
Okay.
couldn't get the answer I was looking for. So I quit going and I didn't believe in church.
So why are you so beat up?
I was never taught to love myself.
Because your parents didn't know how to love themselves. And that's why you shouldn't have to let your parents off the hook. You shouldn't have put them on the hook anyway. How many people do you want to put on the hook? Really?
So big.
Yeah.
It's only so big.
Who do you hate? Who do you hate? You're all taught to hate something, you know? Okay? I mean, come on. What did Lorraine hate?
Her shoes. Yeah.
Lorraine hates shoes. So the reality is you watch your mouth. You watch your mouth. Or you know, somebody says, I hate broccoli. Really? What did broccoli do to you? Oh, well, one night when I was sleeping, it jumped out of the fridge and it beat the crap out of me. Stop hating. Why don't you talk about what you like? I said to Lorraine, why do you have to hate shoes? Why don't you say, I love being barefoot? Why couldn't she do that? Because she's still negative. Do you know why she's still negative? Because guess what? She failed her family. She wasn't a good mother and she wasn't a good wife. But that's all in here still. And she's still fighting with it. Yes or no?
True.
No, I want to hear something.
Yes.
What?
Yes, I'm still fighting with it. I am.
It's ridiculous.
It's a challenge every single
I haven't seen somebody so shackled, okay? She's taken like, I don't know, she took maybe about 7 courses now.
Oh.
Yeah, and she still dishonors herself. Now, why am I saying it out loud? Because we want to throw it in the middle and we want her to take a look at it today and to stop this. Now you're going, why did you do that? You embarrassed her. Really? Is that what I did? No, what I did is this. We love her. I don't want to see her suffer anymore. And I know why she's suffering, so I'm going to say it out loud and proud. And then guess what? She can chew on it today. And if she doesn't like it, there's the door. And then she can go and, okay. You know, the reality is this. If you love someone, you're going to have to risk. You're going to have to risk. But we're not, did you know something? What is the biggest con job that's happened? Nobody can tell the truth. You're all liars, so you should go to hell. And if I tell the truth, I should go to hell. So let's just all go to hell. Maybe it's not that bad. Do you see how ludicrous everything is?
Yeah. Sounds crazy to say it out loud like that.
So we're going to do some AC/DC later. Hell's bells. We're going to ring that thing. Stop living a story you don't like. Become your own writer, your own director, your own producer, and then be the leading star that saves you in every given moment.
That is my goal. That's what I'm looking for, and that's where I'm going.
Speak a little louder, okay? From here.
Okay.
I want everybody to speak from here. I want you to find your voice. Please, I'm going to be saying to you all week, could you... So, how's things going for you?
Well, it was quite a journey. But I just want you to know I'm almost finding myself.
No, it was quite a journey, and I'm here. And I'm going to let everybody know I'm here.
Well, this is what I've been looking for, and this is what I'm going for. And I'm not stopping. I might get it slow, I might get it fast. It doesn't matter.
No.
I'm not stopping.
Can we say one thing here today and get this out of the way? We all live by different time zones. Do not compare. Okay? Challenge yourself to expand your mind and feed your spirit. That's all we're doing here. Don't go, oh my God, she's getting it so easy. Oh, I am mentally challenged. Don't do that. Daddy was right.
Yeah. You're awesome. I'm awesome. Everybody's awesome here.
See, I should make you go out. You're not allowed to. You're not allowed to tell the teacher. Remember something. Okay, I'm here stealing your money. You need. Okay, you need. She needs to just say, "I'm awesome," and the rest of you are all awesome for showing up. You do not put anything towards me. It's you that. Now, do you understand why? This is higher learning. Do not distract why you're here. You're here to credit yourself. You're trying to get credit, not debit. Credit, not debit. So credit yourself and credit your fellow Bravehearts that actually showed up.
So I'm trying to break that habit.
I had to
all of
show
it.
up. You see? Do you understand what I'm trying to teach you?
Yes.
It's not because you don't give me credit. You don't give us credit. You need to say, and it just practice this. I want to thank me for showing up. I want to thank me for having a beautiful day. That's it. You need, guys, do you know why they tell you not to be selfish? So that you never center into yourself enough energy or enough time to find yourself. Let me tell you something. In most relationships, if you try to go and start a yoga class or you try to do something new, the family and the partners get jealous and they stop you. And that's it. They have been programmed to stop you from growing. Love them anyway. I'm telling you right now, nobody will stop me. Lori says, you know what, I'd like to, whatever it is, Kevin, we can do this. Is that true? I don't care what she wants. Whatever you want, we're getting it. Spoiler my ass. This is our planet. This is our playground. Don't be selfish. Let me tell you something. I'm so grateful for what I have, but I want more. I'm so grateful for what I have, but I want more out of Lori. I want more out of me. I want more out of our lives. And she wants the same thing. There's nothing wrong with wanting more. Oh, you just be grateful for what you have. I am, but guess what? I want more because you guys don't want it. But guess what? Even if you did want it, There's enough for everyone. That which created the universe said there's unlimited everything. Does everybody understand the same water that was here billions of years ago is still here? Does anybody know that we could never use the oil or the gas that's in the ground, that is being made continually? You all were told that it was made from dinosaurs. Oh my God, there's no more dinosaurs. What are we going to do? We almost used up the last dinosaur. You guys are like, pfft. Climate changed my butt. All you had to do was go back and do some historian work, and you would find out that we are in a heating period right now. We just came out of a mini ice age, but they take a long time. Everything works out for them. They go, well, you know what? Does anybody know something? 10 years ago, they said that we're going into an ice age. Did you forget that?
Yeah.
Now we're all going to be the frog in the pot and boil. I just can't keep up. So I just thought if I'm going to boil, I'm going to live on the beach. Might as well boil. And let me tell you something. There's not one word of the truth that's going to come out of their mouths. Think about it. Only around 150,000 to 200,000 of them are actually hog-tied 8 billion people. Do they have you hog-tied still?
No. I'm breaking that chain.
Yeah. So you have to start with yourself and then your friends. You'll have to let some friends go. You'll have to let some family go. Okay? And you're letting them go to be what they want to be. Because if you actually do this work, you will be terrorizing most of your family. You'll be terrorizing most of your friends, okay? Because they're not going to be there where you are. If you bring your vibration up, and they didn't take the course, did they? Do you get that? So, wait a minute. Does that mean I spent the money and I bring my vibration up when I go home, I'll be in trouble? Yep. Keep your mouth shut. You'll be in trouble. Unless that person is so open and they're down on their knees begging God, please, I need change.
My 3 children are, and
Or what?
open.
Well, you're
They want
lucky.
to hear what I'm doing. They want to know about it.
Yep.
They haven't applied any of it to their lives, but that's their business.
Oh,
And
no,
you know
but wait
what?
a minute. But how can they? They live with people that aren't doing it.
Yes.
Do you know the courage it takes? Remember something. If I taught you that everybody is a nipple in your life, how do I denipple you? You can't do it overnight. You cannot do it overnight. So you mind your own business, like you
Yes.
said. Continually just love yourself, because every time that you are thinking, why aren't they learning from me? Why aren't they getting it? I can see they're still suffering. Oh my God, how long did you suffer, Leona?
All my life.
All your life. So just let them get it. Unless they've filled their boots and they're on their knees begging God, please, I need a change here. They're not gonna.
That's right.
Remember something. Okay, when you're programmed that suffering is the way, and it's the main program you've gotten for generations. Well, okay, is most religion built on suffering is the way?
Yep.
Thank you very much. And do our parents talk about how they suffer to feed us, to pay the rent? Okay, all right. So understand, it's not true. And they love you the best they can. And they love themselves the best they can. And that's why you have to get rid of beliefs. But how do you get rid of beliefs? You don't go in and try to look for bad beliefs. You go and you try to make unbelievably high vibrational beliefs, and you just focus. If you only focused on loving yourself and you did nothing else, boy, would you have a shitty day. Are you kidding? If all you did from the moment you rise till you close your eyes on just things, you know what? Think about that first time. Because remember something, by the time you're 12, 13, you want a new family because this one sucks. They told you they loved you unconditionally, but they have all kinds of conditions because they have all kinds of conditions for themselves. Yes or no?
Yes.
So love them anyway. But the reality is that the first time that you actually, I can remember that her name was Wendy, and the first time I ever found really true love, okay, I came from a highly dysfunctional family like everybody else, so I don't want to hear about your story. Okay, thank you. Okay, so now I want to tell my story. I want to tell it. No, you can't. Okay. All right, because we're going to tell a new story, right? Yeah, but I've been more abused than you, Daryl. You should have saw what I went through. Oh, really? You think so? All right. Did you wake up in the middle of the night like 4 or 5 times? I don't even remember. Who knows? The mind exaggerates. My mother would let this guy come over named Chicky. Didn't know if he was a girl or a guy. And I'd wake up and he's down there doing me. And I'm only 12 years old. So I fought with that all my whole teenage year, that I was just like, oh, my teenage years, I thought I was done. There's something mentally challenged with me. Until I really broke loose of that and just went, love them anyway, but stay away. So here, where was I? I got off track. Okay.
You were on
Talking about our stories.
Yeah, your
the
story,
stories.
you just got to change it. So if you were able to just go right now and drop, okay, does everybody understand that trauma stories stand out more than celebrations? Does everybody understand why? Because you tell them more. Because the subconscious is fearful until it becomes courageous. And it cannot become courageous. They tell you it will always stay fearful, but they're lying. I'm not fearful. Lloyd, do I show any fear with all the stuff? Like when Marketplace was coming after me, when the government is coming after me continually, do I show any fear? No. None. Because the reality is I know who I am, and the reality is they can tell everybody what they want, but the reality is if they were right, why am I just freely moving around? See?
Cast the illusion back.
They want to cast the illusion. But that happens in life all the time with everything, even your own family, even with your own self. You cast illusions, like you were casting illusion that you're unworthy.
Yeah, always did. And I am worthy. And the biggest thing for me is I've learned to love myself, and it has changed my world. It is totally changing my world.
One course,
Yes.
right? One course. She took one course and she's back for the second, and she'll be back for the third. I already know where she's going. She's going to become one of the most powerful doctors on the planet. And I said doctors. I hope you know that we have just been accredited by the schools of higher learning, and there's over 200 of them, have accredited us to be a university. There's no stopping now.
Awesome.
Yeah, and also just so you know that it's going in right now, but it looks like we've gotten the approval so that Lori and myself and Sage can go to United Nations and to actually speak about what we want. So we know United Nations is corrupt, but they have to listen to us. So I will know that within about 2 months. Okay? So So
That's exciting.
Yeah, we've got lots of things. I could tell you lots of things, but the university is in full force right now. We've got all the accreditations of any university. Okay, so just know that. Anyway, so here we are. What do you think?
What I think, man, I want it all.
And
I'm starving
well,
for energy, for information, for everything.
See, once you get your coconut craft, the only thing that's going to ruin this course is you're going to go home and you're going to feel pity for your husband or your wife. I'm telling you. And then you're going to let it go and go, I will suffer for them. And you're not going to think about it on a conscious level. You're going to let go of the training because it's going to upset them. And you know what? I made a pact that it's to death do us part, even if it kills me. I made a pact that for rich or poor, even if my husband doesn't grow, I will live poor. I made a pact that in sickness and in health, if he's an alcoholic and wants to eat crap, and pretty soon he can't wipe his own butt, I will do that for the next 20 years. I made a pact.
For me, what I have been feeling and doing for the first time in my life, is standing up for me, what I want, and where I'm going in my life. This is empowering myself.
Well, do you know what changed me the most? Lori and I, about 10 years ago, I said, honey, if I get sick, will you wipe my bum? She said no. So,
Somebody else can do that.
and she meant it. I even had a roll of toilet paper in my hand to make sure that she understood what I was talking about. All right, thanks for joining us, everybody online. We'll break for 5 minutes to have a tinkle, okay? All right, and listen, 3, 2, 1. We got this, Bravehearts.